Tom and Mike. Tom, Mike, how are you guys? And Tom, I wanted to talk today about your experience. You bring both of you a large experience in the moving industry, and that's all we're talking about today on today's podcast. So, Tom, tell us your experience in the moving and storage industry and how many years you've been doing it and the types of jobs you've done.
I've actually been in the industry since I've been 16 years old. What I used to do many years ago is I used to work on the trucks for many of the major van lines. When these major van lines didn't have any work and we would have to go home that day, instead of going home, what I would do is I would go change in my car. I would put on a nice pair of slacks. I'd put a nice shirt on, some shoes. I'd clean myself up. And I used to beg the salesmen that were going out to take me with them to learn so I could learn the industry from their perspective. Um, it worked pretty well because my sales pitch to them was that if the company's going to send you to train me, that means you know what you're doing. And it seemed to work very well. I learned from the very best how to approach these moving jobs properly, how to estimate them properly, how to give the customers proper tips, how to give them the proper time that they're going to need and be able to understand if there's a husband and wife sitting there, to know within the 30-second rule means you know who's making the decision between the two. Did you direct your sale towards that person? I would learn what most women really want to know and hear to make them feel comfortable. Men, I would give them the sales pitch, what they needed to make them feel comfortable. And throughout that, I then ended up buying my own truck, starting my own business. Fast forward, I was running one of the largest companies in Long Island with 8 trucks. I learned it all, commercial moving. We had a lot of accounts. Back then, most everything was done by hard copy, which means that the district attorney's archives, which were all in trans files, we used to move around for them and store them. I had the post office accounts. I had we did everything from right on down to evictions. So I've learned a lot throughout the years. I actually continue to learn at this point because things evolve and things change. And my business was very successful years ago. I retired for a few years, and then I came back into the industry to try to see what I could do to help to hire veterans and to give our services to veterans that are in need through some of the nonprofits. And that's about where from all my experience has come in throughout the years of learning from the very best.
Okay. Now, Mike, tell me your experience in the moving and storage industry.
Yeah, so I first worked for a local company in my late teens. Never thought it was going to end up later turning into making a career out of it. It was just, to make some money for going out and things like that. So that was my first experience. And then I went down a different couple career paths after that, and I came back into moving doing sales. And I had, a little bit of a background, had a little bit of a knowledge to get into the sales, but not enough. So the company I was working for, I actually asked to go out and do some moves and work with their better foreman so I could learn, get the hands-on experience. And then from there, coming back into the sales office, you have a whole different perspective. If there's 3 flights of stairs and the customer's now, doesn't want to pay an extra couple dollars for the time, I know what it's like carrying that furniture up those stairs. So I have the experience to explain this is why the costs are what they are. And that was a huge game changer. From there, I did sales for a couple different companies. Then came on here where I got a way broader level of experience, because before working for Sargent, I hadn't done commercial moves and see, the extensive work that goes into that. I haven't done, these moves where we're packing up mansions and we're in there for days packing boxes, and how to, handle those customers in the way that they need to be spoken to and treated. Having moves that take 5 days because they're so large. We're packing an entire giant house, loading 3 or 4 trucks, getting it unloaded and arranged the way it needs to go. So, being here, I've gained a lot of experience for different types of moves because it's never just generic. Every move's the same. You go in, you pick stuff up and wrap it and put it in the truck. You know, every move is so different. So the further we go into this, I learn more every day.
Wow. You know, and that's the key thing. So, guys, the experience is there. You have trusted people to trust, and you are also looking for opportunity. You're hiring, isn't that correct, Tom? As you keep growing, tell us that about that.
Yes, it is. So we are constantly looking for experienced help. We want to make sure that whoever we hire is like-minded, like Mike and myself, because we try to be true and honest to the best of our ability with our clients. We also want to be able to give the knowledge that we've gained and learned throughout the years where it's pertinent for the customers so they can also make their move as inexpensive as possible, but also to make sure that it's getting done properly on their end. So, like I said, so that's pretty much, Mike and I have really perfected that.
Okay. And the best place to go is sergeantmovingandStorage.com.
That's right.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks again, and look forward to the next podcast.
All right. Thank you, Neil.
All right, that's a special simulcast Neil Haley Show on the Sergeant